Hello, everyone. Pastor Howie here with another edition of Readings and Thoughts from the Scriptures. And in this video, we'll be getting into a little deeper the beginnings of Paul's letter to the Romans. We looked at an introduction from the English Standard Version Global Bible Study introduction to the book of Romans, and we looked at the first few verses where the apostle is introducing himself and sending his greetings. Now, we will be looking at chapter 1, verses 8 through 17, dealing with Paul explaining his longing to come to Rome. He'd never been to Rome. And so he is writing to a church that he had never visited. He may be writing to some people that he knows, and that becomes clear at the end of the book of Romans. And at the end of the book of Romans, with all the people that he greets, Peter is not one of them. So at the point of the time that Paul is writing this letter to Rome, a church has been established in Rome, and for all intents and purposes, Simon Peter was not the founding apostle. But Paul wants to visit Rome. He wants to preach the gospel in Rome. He knows some people in Rome whom he is writing to. And this is what he says beginning at verse 8 of chapter 1. First, I thank my God through Jesus Christ for all of you. So he is acquainted with the fact there are Christians there, some people he knows, because your faith is being reported all over the world. So the Roman Church, which is probably a group of home churches, but organized so that there is a definite Christian presence in Rome, because probably Rome is a very important city of commerce as well as government, people have become aware of the spread of the gospel of Christ there, and it's become known all over the empire. God, he says, whom I serve in my spirit in preaching the gospel of his Son, is my witness how constantly I remember you. I remember you in my prayers at all times, and I pray that now at last, by God's will, the way may be opened for me to come to you. I long to see you so that I may impart to you some spiritual gift to make you strong. That is, that you and I may be mutually encouraged by each other's faith. I do not want you to be unaware, brothers and sisters, that I planned many times to come to you, but have been prevented from doing so until now, in order that I might have a harvest among you, just as I have had among the other Gentiles. Now, Paul knew some people who lived in Rome. He knew Aquila and Priscilla, and he knew others. And so he's not the founding pastor, but he is a pastor who is aware, an itinerant minister who is wanting to fulfill his ministry of spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ in and to the Gentile world. I am obligated both to Greeks and non-Greeks, both to the wise and the foolish. That is why I am eager to preach the gospel also to you who are in Rome. For I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes. First to the Jew, and Paul always tried to start out reaching Jewish people in synagogues wherever he went. First to the Jew, then to the Gentile. For in the gospel, the righteousness of God is revealed, a righteousness that is by faith from first to last, by faith alone, just as it is written from Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4, The righteous will live by faith. So now we know about Paul's longing, his desire to visit Rome, and we see once again in this letter written by the Apostle Paul the focus of his entire energies, and that is the gospel. The power of God unto salvation to all who believe, to the Jew first and also to the Greek, which means to everybody. So that's where we're going. We're going to see the apostle defending the gospel against the evils of the world and coming to summarize the fact that all have sinned and come short of the glory of God, and defending the difference between works righteousness, which is the old covenant ways, now replaced by the new covenant way, which is with faith in Jesus Christ, his death, burial, and resurrection. So that's what I have for this one. Till next time, may God bless you with a focus on the gospel, the power of God to save.